Good evening. Here is top news newsletter, starting with the headlines. Syrian army establishes control over parts of several areas. Ansarullah gives political factions 3 days to resolve crisis in Yemen. Jordan vows everything to save life of the ISIS. Army units repelled an attack by the so-called ISIL terrorists on Nahwejat al-Sukur, and the army unit destroyed ISIL bases in the east of Deir ez-Zor, destroying 17 vehicles equipped with heavy machine guns, seizing weapons and equipment, and eliminating tens of terrorists while others fled the area. Another unit repelled an attack by the ISIL terrorists on many villages southeast of Deir ez-Zor, leaving many of the attackers dead or injured, while another unit repelled an attack by the so-called ISIL terrorists on the town of Nahwejat al-Sukur near Deir ez-Zor city, killing large numbers of terrorists in the process. Army units established full control and restored security to the village of Kashfat and Al-Masul in Al-Hasaka eastern countryside after eliminating ISIL gathering in these areas. The army established control in Dahrat al-Miryat and villages in Kifr Yabus in Damascus countryside, killing many terrorists of Jabhat al-Nusra and the so-called Ahrar al-Sham. Army units targeted ISIL terrorists in Rahum near Raqqa and killing and injured scores of them, according to a military sources. Continuation of the Syrian situation. Syria condemns in the strongest term beheading Japanese citizen Kenji Goto and Hirina Yokawa by the ISIL terrorist organization. The Foreign and Expatriates Minister said in a statement that this brutal crime reflects the danger of terrorism on all countries of the world and its nations, as it reflects the necessity of halting the support provided it by some countries and parties which are known for arming, financing and training these terrorist groups. Syria expressed sympathy with the family of these victims and with the Japanese people, and stressed that the war on terrorism entails honest cooperation by countries of the world as a whole, with the efforts exerted by the Syrian to eliminate this danger in the framework of implementing the UN Security Council's resolution number 2170 and of respecting the international law and the country's sovereignty and non-interference in their affairs. Yemen's powerful opposition group Ansarullah gave the country's political faction 3 days to solve for a political crisis in Yemen. It said in a statement that it would move to avert Yemen's current political crisis if the country's political forces didn't reach a settlement by the announced deadline. The group, which had been controlled Yemeni capital Sana'a since September of 2014, called for removing articles in the Yemeni constitution that contradicted with the national partnership agreement signed by Yemeni's political forces. On the other hand, late in 2014, President Abdrabbu Mansour Hadi submitted his resignation to parliament. A short time later, his Prime Minister Khaled Baha submitted his cabinet's resignation to parliament a short time earlier. The resignation of the president seeks to make pressure over the opposition parties in the country to accept the violation of national partnership agreements. Jordan vowed to do all it could to save an airman held by the ISIL terrorist group after the militants killed a Japanese journalist they had been holding. Safiq Qassabe denounced that killing of Kenji Goto and told the AFP the Jordan government is responsible for his son's fate. Government spokesman Mohammed al-Mu'mini pledged that Jordan would do everything it can to save the life and secure of the release of Al-Qassab, who was captured by the ISIL after his plane crashed in Syria in December. ISIL had been demanding the release of a convicted Iraqi terrorist on death row in Jordan in exchange of Qassabi's life, a demand the government has expressed readiness to accept provided it's given proof he is still alive. All state organizations have been mobilized to secure the proof of life that we required so that he can be freed and returned to his homeland. Mu'mini told the official Petra news agency, "We spare no effort in coordination with the Japanese government to save his life," Mu'mini said. That's all for today. Thanks for joining us. I'm Inas Ahmad. Good night.